Hi there, I'm Amanda Cromhote from Truth. Welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge. We interview world experts in loyalty blindly. We're hoping to create insight, spontaneity, and a lot of fun through the challenge. The challenge is about promoting the blind loyalty trust, and my book called Blind Loyalty, 101 Loyalty Concepts Radically Simplified. All profits from the book go towards the trust. We hope you enjoy the Blind Loyalty Challenge. So Erin and I met at a wonderful webinar where Erin Murray, CMO of Loyalty Status Co, was the moderator for probably my favorite webinar that I've ever done. And those of you who know me will know why, because it was all about doing good through loyalty, sponsored and arranged by Chris Staub from AI Events. And it was an amazing conversation. And from there, I just thought, this is definitely someone I'd like to bring onto the Blind Loyalty Challenge to switch the seats around. So Erin, welcome to the Blind Loyalty Challenge.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks for having me. This is a
Absolutely.
very nerve-wracking experience. I have to I have to be right up front. I am surprisingly nervous about this.
That's beautiful, but you don't need to be. And I'm not going to ask you anything you won't sail through. So
All
that I
right.
can guarantee, but I can't guarantee the last question because someone else has asked it.
Oh no.
Okay, my first question, chapter 59 is to tier or not to tier. So this is in the
hmm
heart of what you guys do every day. So how much does tiering change behavior?
Oh, significantly. I mean, having tiers and status can be, the single greatest motivator for a lot of loyalty program members to change their behavior. So having a goal, I mean, it's not all tiers work. They have to be set up in a way where your thresholds are set at the right amount to drive that behavior change, and you have meaningful rewards and benefits that are at each level to motivate that change. So, yes, tiers absolutely change behavior, are incredibly important, but they have to be set up in the right way with the right benefits, and more importantly, communicated clearly to members so they know what they're striving for. I think about you as a runner. Like, if you think about setting the goals that you have, if you're running a 5K or a 10K, you need to know what your finish line is and what your reward is when you get there.
Mm.
And that's going to push you to take all the steps to train to reach those goals. It's the same with tiering. Lots of like the gamification element in them.
Absolutely. Yeah, my reward is how big is a pizza I can eat.
Exactly, exactly.
Um, it was such a simple question for you, and I was almost embarrassed to write it down based on what you do for your daily job. But actually, not everyone's convinced about it, so I thought it was worth us touching base on it. So we actually have a few chapters. My second question is we have a few chapters in Blind Loyalty about travel. So whether it's frequent flyer or whether it's other travel benefits through hotels and so on. So I just wanted to ask you, what is your personal favorite travel experience in loyalty?
Um, so I think it would be, I would say that my favorite, this is a bit of an odd one because it's not the vacation, not the dream. Like, of course, those are the dream trips are the best experiences. But I think what from working in our industry and working in status, my favorite experiences are when I'm recognized for my status, when I'm called out and have an exceptional experience because of that. So sometimes the best experiences when you're experiencing a delay or there's been
Mm.
some sort of disruption in travel, and because of your loyalty, you're pulled out, you're provided with some exceptional service. That has always been what stands out to me as the best experience in loyalty. And even
Yeah.
it's funny because I am traveling right now and I traveled without status. And it's sometimes those experiences where you're back lining up, you don't have room for your bag, where you're reminded of how seamless and easy travel is because of your loyalty to a brand. So those are the experiences that really stand out to me when it comes to the benefits of loyalty.
You know, what you just said, particularly the second part of your answer, reminds me of what Rory Sutherland says. He's the vice, I think he's the global vice chairman of Ogilvy. Rory always says when he's flying on an airline that he's not a member of the frequent flyer program, the night before he's just 30% more anxious.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I get that. My British Airways days when I was general manager, we often got involved in the technical delay
Hmm.
operational side, having to help customers get rescheduled. And obviously we called forward our gold members first. Obviously.
Right. It's
Yeah,
I mean that's not all brands do it very well. So when you're talking again back to does status make a difference? Does it drive meaningful behavior change? It's all about how it's executed at the brand level as well. Like
yeah.
are you treating your best customers differently? So I think it's really important to make that distinction.
Great. Love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm absolutely not responsible for this third question.
No.
So this question was from Ali bin Zayed, who's the from Emirates in the Middle East, the huge fuel company in the Middle East. It's a toughie, I'm afraid. He says, "How do you show loyalty performance, i.e., the incrementality of loyalty through loyalty accountancy?"
Hmm. So there's so many different ways to look at this, and I think one of the most ineffective ways that are often used is the incremental value of a loyalty program member over an average member. Of course, that is going to be you should expect to see significantly higher results. That's not a true metric of success. I think a real metric of success in loyalty is frequency of redemption. So we know that if somebody redeems, they're more likely to be engaged in the program. It accelerates their earn rate right after a redemption. So if you just had one KPI you were looking at, that was to measure the success and the overall effectiveness of your loyalty program, I think it would have to do a lot with that KPI, with the view of redemption on how frequently they're redeeming.
Yeah.
But then the
Uh,
other, right, go ahead.
No, just on that, I was with a client not so long ago and they were searching for that North, they called it the North Star metric. Like, what is our
Mhm.
North Star metric? And we actually landed on the redemption behavior. We said if
Yeah,
your members are redeeming, they are enjoying the program, they're earning, and then enjoying the program. So it tackles the earn and the burn. And they
exactly.
landed with that. So it was really powerful.
Yeah, that's great. I've found that in almost all of our partners that we've worked with through different companies, and it's always been that because you can consistently see that if you're increasing redemption, you're accelerating the earn rate for those members too, because they immediately become more engaged after experiencing the benefit of being a loyal member.
Stunning. Thank you. Well, it wasn't so difficult for you. Ali needs to step up the stress of his questions. So, who would you like to tag to do the blind loyalty challenge?
So I would tag, this is not going to be any stranger to you or the loyalty world, but I would tag Dave Canty. Such an interesting guy, amazing history in loyalty, and just a really it'll be a fun conversation for you, I think.
Yes, stunning. He's been a huge supporter of blind loyalty. I've got a lovely photograph of him. I mentioned him in the book and built rewards, obviously, because it's such an incredible program. And that was a few years back when I wrote it. So, and look how it's developed since. And he's such a tall gentleman, isn't he? He's holding the book, and
Yeah.
he's been an incredible supporter. So great, Dave. I'm coming for you. And then not necessarily for Dave because of the sequencing of our interviews, but can you give me a question to ask another um, victim of Blind Loyalty Challenge?
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, I'm thinking about Dave in this sense just because I do think that Built has been such an innovative loyalty program and really started to transform the space and the category of that he's in. So I would say, but it's relevant to anyone, is what do you predict as the most innovative trend in loyalty for 2025? Or doesn't for the future. Um,
Stunning, 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 stunning. I mean, there's lots of conversations at the moment because we're obviously in January and this will be released in February. about the trends for the next year. But I think just to be able, and there's lots being bashed around, but to make someone pick one, I think is super.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Erin. You are an absolute superstar. I hope it wasn't too nerve-wracking. You just rocked it.
You went easy on me. Thank you so much, Amanda. That was great.